Here's Johnny. You're gonna need a bigger boat. So serious. Roll out.
I am Iron Man.
This is a tasty burger.
Welcome to the In Session Film Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Chasing the Gold. We are back. I am Shadan Larkey. I'm here with my beloved Erica Richards. Lots to get into today. Erica, how are you?
I am good. You know what, Sean? I am riding the high. We haven't talked about this yet. I'm riding the high of Wicked One Wonderful Night last night on NBC. Did you watch that?
No, and I forgot to record it. I know. I told you I've been in a hole. Erica. I don't know what's going on with the world.
Oh my God, it's so good. Obviously, I've been counting down for Wicked for Good for a year now. We're coming up on it. I'm so excited. I am getting to see it super early, so I'm thrilled about that. I'm seeing it on the 17th, so like the Monday of that week. I was able to snag the like Prime member, like super early access, whatever. And then I already have tickets to see it again on the 19th. So I'm just, obviously everyone knows how much I love Wicked and how excited I am for it. I just feel like we're in for like a whole thing. And I think from the reaction I've seen of like people that have seen it already, I think it's going to destroy a lot of us, but I'm still super excited. So,
well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Partly is that, you know, we're in November and I feel like the race has really started to take shape a little bit. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the early contenders have fallen off. A lot of these other contenders are rising, and the early buzz on Wicked is really good.
Yeah.
And I'm always hesitant to trust early reactions because I'm like, you know, maybe it's part of the excitement of being in the room or whatever. But yeah, it's buzzing. It's buzzing a lot. And I'm like
I just feel like, yeah, I feel like they're marketing the hell out of this, which I love. I'm here for. It's like literally every single brand I see it has something related to Wicked. Obviously, again, I'm here for it. I just had two friends text me right now, like, did you get the Wicked Munchkin tin from Dunkin' Donuts? And I'm
oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, I am obviously all for it. It's just like, I think the marketing was good for the first one, but I feel like this one is just like exploded.
And I gotta say, Jonathan Bailey, people's sexiest man alive. That's like my Bible every year. So when I saw that, I was like, they are going. Woo.
Yeah, I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah. I'm so excited. So obviously we'll do a Wicked episode. Hopefully the main show will invite me on again from last year when I got to go on and gush about Wicked. So that's my little like, hi, can I come back? So I would love to talk about it with them again. So that would be really cool.
Yeah, I will say as of right now, so by the time this episode comes out, I will update my predictions. I haven't yet because I wanted us to laugh at how terrible they are as of right now because I haven't updated them in a while. But like, I'm moving Ariana Grande in my number one spot. I just feel like that feels right.
For supporting?
For supporting, yeah. I feel like she's just getting really good reviews. I feel like the supporting race is a little bit all over the place. And I just feel like she makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, because I was looking at the FYC pages because a lot of studios have released their FYC pages already. And the original songs are written by Stephen Schwartz. So if they win, that's not going to be a win for Cynthia or Ariana, which is interesting. Because
they didn't have any credit on there. It's all Stephen Schwartz?
Not on the FYC page.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay.
So Cynthia's going to have to wait for that EGOT, it looks like.
Yeah, unless she gets it for Elphaba.
I mean, maybe, but then she has Prima Faith coming out next year, which is going to be a big awards contender. So, like, Cynthia is just going to be an Oscar perennial favorite, I feel like.
I love it. I'm here for it.
So should we talk about some sort of the shifts in the race or what we've seen? Well, okay, so you've seen the Springsteen movie, which I haven't seen, which we need to talk about because I feel like that movie has taken a nosedive in the awards race, which I was really high on it. I thought it was going to be another sort of biopic that people were going to vote. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't feel that way just based on, I feel like it came and went. It didn't do much at the box office. Like, tell me about going to see that.
Yeah. So this, okay, I will preface this by saying, like, I'm not a huge Springsteen fan. I like him. I have no problems with him. I know all of his classics, right? Like, but I'm not like a huge fan. But I would say, like, I enjoy his music that I know. But I am a huge Jeremy Allen White fan, which is why I was like so excited to see him in this role. And really he was the driving force of like why I wanted to see the film. Big fan of his, love The Bear, love Shameless. Like, you know, I love everything he does. And I just felt like, oh, this is like such a different role for him and like so cool. Like, Shadan, I will say, like, the whole film is really underwhelming. And I think this is why it's like taken the nosedive that it has. It's really slow. It feels much longer than it is. It's like exactly 2 hours, I think. And it feels like 2.5, 2:45, and it's not, right? Like, I kept like looking down at my watch, like, oh, we're only like 45 minutes into this. Like, it just felt, I will say I did feel like it picked up in the second half a little bit. I also didn't know what to expect going into this, but this is where it's just like, I don't know a lot about Springsteen, but this is really about him writing his album Nebraska, which is apparently like, again, I don't know that much about it, but it is a lot different than what he's really known for. Until like that obviously did well. Like, it's just like about his process during writing that album, and it's obviously very different. And it was like a thing where it was like he, you know, kind of, I don't want to say completely isolated himself, but he kind of isolated himself, did these like rough recordings like in his home on this like little tiny like cassette like track recording, like, and then they tried to record it in the studio and he was like, this is not what I wanted it to sound like. And then he like kind of forced them to accept these like really amateur recordings as like, this is what we're going to put out on the album. And it was like, no press, no tour. Like, I don't even want my face on the album cover, you know, like that kind of stuff. So it was like, I don't know if I was just expecting like this, like, comeuppance story of like him becoming a rock star, which it was like a little bit of that. Then it was like a lot about like this relationship with this woman that he had, and I was like really invested in that. But then I'm like in the theater like Googling, and I find out this woman's a fictional character, and it's kind of just like an inspiration of like multiple women he dated, and like she was just a representation of that. So then I kind of was like, oh, well, I don't like this. I wanted to find out who that actual woman was, right? Like, I don't know. So it just, I won't say that I had like super high expectations going in, but I did have expectations that were, I think, unrealistic for what the movie was. Again, Jeremy Allen White's good, but I just don't see this making the punch that I think we all thought it was going to make.
Well, tell me about Jeremy Strong, because you know I'm a big Succession nut.
Yes, I love him too. And I feel like it feels like he's barely in this, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I thought he was going to have a way more prominent role, a way more active role, where it honestly, Shadan, like, I can think of maybe like 5 scenes that he was in, maybe less than that. Like, it was just like, he wasn't a super memorable character. I mean, he's there. I don't know. It's like, again, it was just this thing where it's like, I don't know what I was expecting. It ended up not being exactly what I was thinking it was going to be. Like, it was fine, but it wasn't like, I wanted it to like blow me away, and it didn't do that at all.
And here's the thing, like, this is the kind of movie that needs to be better than fine to do well. And this is like something that I wanted to touch on just real quick, because there's been a lot of talk about like box office and how box office is being reported on and whether or not it matters. And the thing is, like, award season is basically a political campaign. It's all about momentum, and that's where you do need the box office. So like, a movie like Bohemian Rhapsody ended up doing really well because people went and saw it. Same thing with the Bob Dylan film last year. Like, I do think if people went and showed up for this movie, then it would get the momentum that it needs, but like they didn't.
Yeah.
And so like I think that I mean, I'm probably, because I had both Jeremy Strong and Jeremy Allen White in my top 5. I'm gonna move them out until I see otherwise.
Yeah.
I still think like Jeremy Allen White, just because he's very beloved right now, like he could still come through. And they're like, he's getting tribute awards a couple different places, so like they're making a push for it. But I feel like I feel like it's not strong enough. And like, yeah,
Again, he's good in it, but it's not like, I mean, honestly, like he's better in The Bear. Do you know what I mean?
right.
Like,
Well, I heard a lot of people that were saying like it's not like a very transformative. Like we've kind of seen him do this kind of thing before. Would you agree?
I would agree for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't look into this at all. And like, I'm not saying that this has to be something that makes or breaks like a music facing biopic, right? But I mean, Springsteen has such a definitive sound that like, I assume I didn't even look into it because I was just like, oh yeah, this is not him singing. This is like Springsteen singing,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that a lot of times too is kind of what like puts people over that bump of like you're gonna make the awards race, right? Where we have like what's her name that played Joan Baez last year in the Dylan
Monica
movie?
Barbaro.
Yes, like she was incredible. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to see when I'm seeing a film like this, where it's like, oh my God, she learned how to do this. Like, and that's her singing, like where this is like, it's so obviously Springsteen singing, which again, I get because it's like he has such a distinct sound that it has to be him to be believable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so it's like, again, Jeremy Allen White isn't doing anything extra there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, speaking of movies that, in my opinion, have completely kind of, because of box office, maybe been hurt a lot. One is The Smashing Machine. I feel like that movie came and went.
Shadan, I didn't even get to see it. It was in theaters like that. And
Yeah.
like Tyler and I intended on seeing it, and like we're gonna make plans, and then it was like there's a 10:30 p.m. showing, and that's it. Literally, it was one showing, and then it was gone.
And
It was
again, like
2 weeks in the theater.
If your whole sort of thing is people love The Rock and he's the closest thing we have to a movie star right now, you're going to need the numbers to back up that narrative. And so then if your movie comes out and people are saying this was overhyped at the festivals and people don't show up, that's going to be a problem. And I really feel like that campaign, I know it's early, it's only November, but they're struggling,
I mean, like I said, it was barely in the theater. Like, I feel like it came and went way quicker than anything else I was keeping track of this year, which was surprising.
And I have to say, I mean, you live in Baltimore, I live in Houston. Like, these are major cities. I'm not really sure what's going on. Another one that happened to me was After the Hunt. I really wanted to see that movie, and it's gone.
Yes, you're right. I will say those two were probably in the theater at the same time.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was like packed with stars, right? Like Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, like Ayo. Like, I love all of them. And it was like immediately like, yeah, no, this is not getting good reviews at all.
Yeah, very mixed reviews, very controversial. So I feel like that's another one that I was sort of really looking forward to, really high on potentially. Where the buzz has died down. Christy, the Sydney Sweeney sort of wrestling biopic, I think is out now, but that also feels like that isn't really doing anything.
I just saw a preview for that for the first time, and I didn't even know it was coming out, and it wasn't on my radar at all. And did it hit theaters today? Friday?
I was just checking my local listings to see like what was out, and I think it's still playing near me. So
I think it just came out. Like, I don't think it, like, I just saw a preview for it when I went to go see like some movies that we're going to talk about. that I went and
Yeah.
saw.
Another movie that I was, potentially really looking at as a contender was Kiss of a Spider Woman with Jennifer Lopez. Also feels like the buzz just completely died down. Again, it's possible she could get in, with some critics, maybe at the Globes to get a boost, but it just
Yeah.
feels like
It just feels
just
like
dead
everything's
in the
coming
water.
and going. Coming and
Yeah,
going, coming and
there
going.
haven't been a lot of movies, and I have a few that I think are rising in the ranks. But let's talk about the duds first. No, I'm just kidding. But another one is Ballad of a Small Player, which I said I wasn't too high on it coming out of TIFF, but like again, just no buzz on that movie considering that Edward Berger's last two movies were huge Oscar players. Like
It's like I
nothing.
only hear bad buzz. Like I remember
Mhm.
seeing, because that's only on Netflix, right? That didn't come out in
Right.
theaters. So I saw, like, when you open up Netflix, it's on there. And I remember saying to Tyler, like, oh yeah, we should watch that. And then like the next day he was like, I heard it was really bad. He's like, the reviews on it suck. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
all right.
Well, and another one, House of Dynamite, coming out of Venice, like huge buzz. Like, is Catherine Bigelow sort of back? Could
Yep.
she be a major contender? I had her sort of in my long list of 10.
Yep.
Done.
I even had a friend, I
Yeah.
saw a friend post about that and was like, literally made a post on Instagram and said, do not waste your time watching this.
Mm-hmm.
And that person's not even a movie person. Like, this was just like an
Yeah.
average Joe watcher and was like, do
Yeah.
not waste your time watching this film. And I was like,
I
whoa,
mean,
okay.
I'm still gonna watch it because what else are we doing here? But yeah, I mean, I just feel like again, a
Right.
lot of these movies, like they're not sticking, which is interesting. So like the field is narrowing, but then it gets to the point where I'm like, is it how narrow? Like it's kind of getting a little bit slim. But I do want to talk about a couple movies that I think are maybe gaining some traction potentially. So Blue Moon, the Richard Linklater, Ethan
Yes.
Hawke.
Yes.
I think there's a ton of positive buzz around that movie. People are really liking it. I
Yeah.
can easily see him as a major, which again, shamefully, I originally did not have him in my 10. I could see it happening. Like it's a transformative performance. He's playing a real person. People love Ethan Hawke. He's like
Yeah.
that movie.
I have seen a lot of good feedback on that, which is funny because I keep thinking about you and us talking about it and how like it didn't really hit with you the way you thought it was going to. Do you think Linklater will be in the conversation? Or are you just talking about Ethan Hawke?
I mean, potentially for screenplay, these screenplay categories this year are a little bit like all over the place. So I could definitely see that happening for him. I need to watch it again. Like that's one I think it's playing right now. Like I'm gonna go see it and see
okay.
if maybe like I'm just in a different mood and a different headspace. Maybe I'll be, more susceptible. Another one, speaking of which, Hedda, the new Tessa Thompson movie directed by Nia DaCosta, which I saw at TIFF, liked it TIFF, but I didn't think it was going to really gain traction. And I feel like there's been a ton of buzz about it. Amazon has already sent out screeners for critics groups, like they're pushing it. So I feel like that one is like gaining momentum.
Yeah.
Again, hopefully, like the momentum will stick. It's early, but I think it's really good. Like I'm really excited that people are paying attention to it. I was worried that it was going to be something that Amazon was going to sort of dump, but I feel like they're putting a little bit of weight behind it, which is nice. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I feel like is doing like really well. There's a lot of really good buzz on it.
Yeah, I finally saw that preview in the movie theater too, and I was really excited to see that.
Yeah, and when I think I went to see One Battle After Another for like the third time, and when the trailer played, people were like, "Oh, that looks really good. What is that?" Like it's getting people talking, and I feel pretty good about Rose Byrne, like in the actress vibe right now. I feel like again, she's like so well respected. People are talking about this performance a lot.
Right.
She's making the rounds. And then we need to talk about Hamnet because this movie has won at least 8 festival prizes. Like every time it plays at a festival, it wins an audience award. It's like doing extremely well.
I saw a preview for that too.
Oh yeah. The previews are everywhere. And Paul Mescal has officially, like, they're putting him in supporting, which I know that was a big question of, like, where he was going to go. So I think he's, like, at least a top 3 supporting actor contender. Like, Jessie Buckley, she's, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm feeling really good about him, especially, like I said, it's, like, just the reactions that it's getting are just, like, stronger and stronger. So, yeah. And then also just in terms of news you need to know about the Oscar race, The Testament of Anne Lee is officially coming out in December. It's going to be part of this season. So
wonderful.
And I'm really high on that movie. So I think it's
Yes.
going to be like Jesse and Amanda duking it out all season.
Yeah. So what is it coming out in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Which if you are in an area where they're showing it in 70 millimeter, please go see it in 70 millimeter as the good Lord intended. As the movie gods intended. But and then one other movie it's playing right now. I'm probably gonna go see it this weekend because it's finally out. But Die My Love with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson. I've been excited about this movie since the day it was announced, and I feel like it's a tiny movie. It's being distributed by Movie, so like I don't know if I should get my hopes up, but I feel like it's Jennifer Lawrence and people love Jennifer Lawrence, and like I feel like I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm high on it. I'm high on it. I don't know if I'm being foolish.
No, I'm excited about that one too. I just feel like that was one that was like not really on my radar either. And then I feel like people have been talking about it this week about it coming out, and it's like, oh yeah, like I mean, it's 2 big mega stars. Like hopefully it lives up to some type of hype.
Yeah, and Running Man with
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. I don't know if it's gonna be an Oscar thing. It could be for like some tech categories, but that's getting, really good reviews too. So it'll be interesting to see if people show up for that one.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, we love Glenn Powell in this household and on this podcast, so I've been seeing it. I'm sure you will be seeing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Stephen King. Like, I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of not his typical thing. So I'm interested in it too, because I saw the preview for that the other day too. And I was like, oh, this is like way more action packed than I anticipated.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching it as like, does this have awards potential? I'm interested to see if it has that kind of, because like, I think Baby Driver or something back in the day got like a sound, like Edgar Wright, like sometimes his movies get the low nomination here and there. So it'll be interesting to see if Running Man is similar. And then one more movie, Erica, I think that is really gaining traction, and I'm gonna put Wagner Moura in my top 5 for actor, is The Secret Agent. Like that movie, I feel like the buzz is gaining. They're really campaigning for it. I was, especially because I think like The Rock potentially is not a contender, Jeremy Allen White potentially not a contender. So like that leaves room for like an Ethan Hawke or a Wagner Moura to get in. Jay Kelly was, I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like, the buzz on that movie and like Clooney as a actor contender has died down. So like Wagner Moura seems like he's in a really good position to get in.
We are hitting it is award season. It's November.
It's happening. Like I said, it's interesting because a lot of movies are sort of falling off. So it's interesting to see these sort of movies that maybe we weren't taking as seriously. Another one is Train Dreams. I feel like the buzz on that movie, which again I was so worried that it was going to be tiny, but if you're Netflix and you're looking for something to kind of push alongside Frankenstein, maybe you end up pushing Train Dreams. Like, House of Dynamite, maybe it's not really going to be a thing. Maybe Jay Kelly doesn't hit the way maybe Train Dreams, because there's so much passion behind that film and it's just gorgeous. But Erica, we need to talk about One Battle After Another, because it is still, in my opinion, the front runner for, I think, a lot of major categories.
I agree.
I've seen it 3 times. I've seen it with multiple people just so I could see how it plays.
Yeah.
But tell me what your thoughts, because we haven't had a chance to talk about it.
Absolutely loved it. From start to finish, was fully engaged. Again, we were talking about Springsteen and how that movie felt long, and it was like exactly 2 hours. This was what, 2:30, 2:20, and it
Yeah.
flew by. I loved every second of it. I thought it had everything, right? It had suspense, it had like a thriller element, it had humor. I'm telling you, when Leonardo DiCaprio was like parkouring around with those guys and then tried to jump from the building and fell through those trees, I had to like control myself in the theater because I could not stop laughing. Like, and Tyler and I, we were laughing for days after that. Like, we'd be like, remember when Leo fell? It was just like, I love that kind of humor that's like, not, it's obvious, but you're like, should I be laughing at this? Like, I love that. And this film did that so well. It had heart, it had like emotion, it had everything. Like, you know, I thought it exceeded my expectations. I had very high expectations going in, right? Love PTA, love Leo, like was very much like, this better blow me away, and it did.
Yeah. And I will say, like, it's so rewatchable because I've seen it 3 times, and I was worried that, like, oh, by the 3rd time I'm gonna be bored. No, like, I found so many new things that I hadn't noticed before. Like, there's so much depth that you sort of realize, sort of watching it again. It's I think I'm gonna say it's my favorite movie of the year. Like, I just feel like it's so good. And speaking of sort of changes in the race, Chase Infinity, she's being campaigned in lead actress, which I think is so
Oh,
cool. I think
okay.
it's such a like bold move in terms of like, this is a young talent and we're gonna push her as a lead, as like a, she's a star, and like this is
Yeah.
the way she deserves to be pushed, which I love.
Yeah.
I think as of right now, she's in my 5 to get in. I just really love this movie. I have to say, and I think I've talked about this before in this podcast, but I have to say again how disappointed I am with the marketing of this movie, because
Yes.
I literally had to tell people to go see it, and like friends of mine who love movies were like, I haven't heard of this movie. I don't know what you're talking about. I had people tell me based on the trailer they didn't want to see it, and they were like, that looks terrible.
What?
Yeah, because I had the same reaction, to be honest with you. When I saw the first trailer, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a mid-tier, B-tier PTA. I wasn't excited for it. I only went to see it because people were talking about it.
Right.
But yeah, I loved it.
See,
I
my
also, yeah.
my one movie friend, my one movie friend, no, I have other friends that are into movies, but one of my friends who I know will love it, I immediately text him afterwards and I was like, you have to go see it. And he's like, I know. Like, he has like younger kids and it's hard for him to get out to get to the theater. And he's like, I want to see it so bad. And I'm like, it's so good. You're gonna love it if you can see it in the theater. So he was tracking, but that's interesting. I just feel like, I don't know, we gotta stop. I don't know. Maybe it's because I also try to not see trailers and not try to like make judgments before I go see it when it's something that I know I'm going to see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I know no matter what, I'm going to go see this. So I don't want to see anything about it as much as I possibly can. And again, like, I think when you go into something like that, you don't have these preconceived things so that you're either pleasantly surprised or you're just kind of like, well, like that's how I felt about Springsteen. I was excited to see it, not on the same level as One Battle After Another, but then I like left because I kind of felt disappointed because I kind of had these other expectations in my head. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Well, the
So,
thing with One Battle After Another is like, you can't. I feel like they tried to market it to people who love movies, but like those people were going to show up anyway. Like, you needed to market it to general audiences, and I don't think they did a good enough job doing that.
I
And I was
agree.
listening to the Big Picture podcast, and they
Yeah.
made a great point about like they didn't do a good job of marketing it to Black audiences, which I wholeheartedly agree with.
Yep.
And sort of talking about like how much of a personal film it is for PTA, and like
Yep.
I think that the way that it handles politics is like really interesting, and it really makes you think, and it leads to like really interesting conversations. My 3rd time to see it, I took my mom, and like she's always my bellwether for like like weirder movies because I'm like, would this appeal? And like the first like 10 minutes when they were like blowing up buildings, she was like, why did you bring me to see this movie? Like she was like, is this the whole movie? But then she ended up like really liking it because it has all of those sort of dynamics and other things. And so like I do think it has a really wide appeal and they just didn't do a really good job. And like yes, it's not gonna make its budget back. It didn't do particularly well at the box
I
office.
know.
Yeah.
That was so sad.
It is sad, but I think the difference between one battle after another versus something like the Smashing Machine or whatever, or even like Springsteen is like PTA movies are not huge box office movies anyway.
Yeah.
So like a PTA movie can be middling at the box office and still have momentum from the PTA of it all, whereas like these other movies need people to show up for them. Still, I mean, if you haven't seen One Battle After Another for some reason and you're like on the fence about it, go see it.
Go see
But
it.
but like in terms of awards, because like I said, I'm really high. I mean, like, do you see what Erica? Do you see the vision? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Can we though also just quickly talk about how much I hated Lockjaw in this? I hated him.
I mean, I have problems with Sean Penn in general, so like,
Yes.
but like awful.
I hated him.
Okay, so my question though is like, let's talk about Benicio del Toro for a second, because I really feel like he was my favorite supporting actor, and like, am I crazy to think like potentially both of them could get in?
No, I would love that because it's funny actually in the movie. Like Tyler leaned over to me and was like, "I love him. He is perfect for this role." And I was like, "Yeah, he really is." Pleasant surprise too, like how much he was in it, like I don't know, like he was way more of a character than I thought he was going to be, and just like again, like I felt like everything was like perfect timing, perfect like sense of who that character was so definitively like came through. I loved him and Leo together, like I love their dynamic. Yeah, and like it was very clear that like he was like the mayor of that town, like he was like he was the guy in that town.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've said this before, but what I really loved about the movie is I felt like every section of the movie felt like I could have seen a whole movie about the French 75. I could have seen a whole movie about Benicio and his sort of like underground operation that he was running. Like everything felt so complete. Even like the Christmas Adventures Club, like as gross, I was like so fascinated by it. Like even the fact that like the knock on the door was like jingle bells, like all these little details, I was like, that's so cool and interesting. And like I want to see what these people are doing. And I feel like that's like a hallmark of a really good movie is like every part of it I just wanted to like live in, even the really gross stuff.
1000%. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like each scene and each like part, like you were talking about, can stand on its own. And I think that all together is what makes it so incredible. It's because there's nothing, again, where I said like in the beginning, like I was engaged the whole time. I was fully on board. There wasn't any time where I wasn't invested in what was happening. I was fully engaged the whole time. And I think that speaks to each little section of the film stands alone, right? It can stand on its own. Or you're like what you're saying, you're like, I wanted more of that. I could have watched a whole movie of that. And I think that is the perfect way to describe this film. Yeah, I would love a whole like a whole thing of even just Leo like being the dad, right? Being like, and we've never really seen him like that, right? Like him just even like the little funny moments of like him trying to be a good dad and like sending her off with her friends and like, questioning pronouns because because he actually wants to get it right and he's not being an asshole. He's not being like, two-faced about it. He's being genuine, but it's just this like dad thing that comes off where it sounds like he's pissed about it. And I just feel like we've never really seen Leo in this capacity. And like he portrayed this like committed father so well and so like attuned to like the times, if you will. Like I feel like it wasn't this unrealistic thing. It was like, this is my daughter and I love her and I would literally do anything for her. And that came through so evidently, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, this like character actory phase of Leo's career, I think, is super interesting. Like, I
yeah,
think the movies he's picking is really interesting. The choices he's making is really interesting. And like, I've always loved Leo, but I just think he's like tapping into this depth. Like, now that he's gotten older and he's like moved away from like the good looking, like
yeah,
that sort of thing, which don't get me wrong, he's still attractive, but I just feel like it's like leading to this like just really interesting. I'm like anything that he does, like I'm like I want to see it, even if I
yeah,
don't think I'll like it. I'm just so interested in like what he's doing on screen, and there's something so
absolutely.
captivating about him.
Yeah.
So, Marty Supreme is not out yet. So, but that the Josh Safdie movie is getting really strong
Oh, yeah.
reviews for Timothy Chalamet in particular. So I feel like the
Yeah.
actor race is like really going to be like a Timothy Leo showdown.
Right.
So I think Leo though, like I don't know. I feel like he could easily win number 2. Like I know Timothy Chalamet, he is out there, he's going for it. He just did an interview where he's talking about like, yeah, I was disappointed that I lost the Oscar. Like he's very like open about the fact that like he has these like big ambitions and all these kinds of things. So like it'll be really interesting to see. I think that race is like going to be one of the big ones.
Yeah, and that doesn't come out till Christmas Day. I was just looking because I'm like, oh yeah, that was on my radar, but I forgot about it. When does that come out? And it's Christmas Day. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's getting really good reviews because that was another one where I was like, maybe it's not going to hit, but it's getting really good reviews. And a lot of people were kind of looking at Gwyneth Paltrow as like a supporting actress contender, but Odessa Azion, she's getting really good reviews, so like she could be a supporting actress contender. I wasn't familiar with her before, but yeah, I think Marty Supreme is kind of the films that haven't come out yet, like the biggest one that I'm the most curious about in terms of like the Oscar race and what it could be.
Yeah. I don't even really know what Marty, again, this is where like I try to, it's like this delicate balance of like, right, trying to know everything that's coming out, but not knowing too much about it, right? What is Marty Supreme? Like, I don't even know if I know what.
It's a sports movie. It's like ping pong, I think. Yeah. But it's supposed to be really interesting the way it's like cut together, and
I'm excited. I'm in.
I'm
Again, it's one of those things like I'm gonna go see it. So I try to not
yeah. But
really.
I think sort of the like unseen major contenders, that's kind of the big one. I haven't seen, so like between now and next week when we do our next podcast, like I need to see Begonia. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yep, I haven't seen that yet either.
I need to see Die My Love, and then I'm gonna try to either see like Springsteen, maybe see Tron Ares. I'm not super interested, but like maybe just go see it. And then yeah, Sorry Baby is streaming now, which was a Sundance movie from earlier in the year. I don't know if it's gonna be an awards contender, maybe like a lone screenplay type thing. I've just heard really good things about it and haven't had the chance to see it. So,
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about this and wanting to see it. And you said it's streaming now?
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
let's
it's
go.
on HBO Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's like guys, if you have not been to the movies lately, I promise you there's so much good stuff to see. This is the time to go to the movies. Like there's so much, like as the kids like to say on the internet, we are being fed. Like award season is now. Like there's so much good stuff. Erica, I know you wanted to talk about Roofman, yeah?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I know that was, remind me of where that was on your list.
It was pretty high. I think it was top
pretty
10.
high.
Yeah, it was high.
I could remember I knew it was top 10, but I couldn't remember if it was top 5. Was it like 6 or 7 maybe?
I think it was 6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I loved it. I feel like this is so my type of film. I love Channing Tatum, like, period, right? He's one of my like sneaky faves. Like, and I feel like he's one of those, it's like, because Tyler was even saying this to me when we left the theater. He's like, why isn't he in more things? Like, he needs to be in more things. I felt like he was in everything for a while, and then he like went away for a little while, and now like I want him to be in everything. He just is so charming and likable, and I feel like that's exactly what you needed this character to be. I again was fully invested. I feel like this is one of those films too that's like it's not a thriller at all, but it is, right? Because you're like it's very, you know, I'm gonna be this person. It's very like Hitchcockian in the way where it's like you know the secret, you are seeing him sneaking around. He's the bad guy, but you're rooting for him, right? It's just like so much of all the things that I love in films, and the fact that it's based on a true story is just like mwah. And like even one of those kind of things too, where you know we were in the I think we were in the theater completely by ourselves for this one. So Tyler was like on his phone. We're not usually those people, by the way. Just want to say that I've said that twice now, but both times we've gone to see films, like literally we're the only people in there. And he was like looking it up and he was like, from what I can tell, like all of this is super accurate to what actually happened. And I love that too, where it's like, this seems unbelievable, but the fact that it actually happened and it basically went down like this, it was like, again, I just love that. I love that he was, again, this bad guy who everyone said was super polite and kind. And, you know, it's just like very much this like empathetic thing where it was like, well, he was doing what he had to do, right? To be a good dad, he thought, and, you know, provide for his family. And it snowballed into this thing. And I just was also thinking about like the Kirsten Dunst's character, like that person in real life who you hear from at the end, right? Where you're just thinking like, oh my God, can you imagine how like violated she felt after knowing that like this man was living inside of a fixture of the toy store that she was working in, like
Right.
watching her, like it was just these, but again, you're like, but I'm still rooting for him. It just, I don't know, it's complicated and I love that. And again, was fully engaged, was never bored, couldn't wait to see what happened next. It had you guessing along the way. Like I remember when we're introduced to like the teenage daughters, right? Her teenage daughters. And Tyler was like, the daughter is going to figure out who he, like the daughter knows who he is. And it's like, you think that's what it is. And it's not that at all. You know, like this was a surprise. Like I had, like, I knew going into it, it was like, oh, that I'm going to like this. But it surprised me how much I loved it and like how much I think it's like so well put together. And like, I don't know if it's, again, the marketing of it where the image of the film, like that, the poster of the film kind of looks silly. I don't know how they could have marketed it differently. It seems like it's not, unless you know the story, it's not what you think it's going to be when you go into it. I thought somehow he was going to meet her in the store. I thought he was going to, then have to like hide some other way. I don't even know what I thought, but it was not what I thought it was. It was, but it wasn't.
I think it's just one of those things where people feel like I don't need to go to the movies to see it.
Yes.
Which I understand. Well, first of all, I think if maybe they would have held it to the holidays, it would have done better because it's totally a holiday movie to go see with your family.
Yeah.
But which I understand. Like I said, movies are expensive. I always say that. So like I feel you. But I do think like again, if you're looking for like just a good solid time at the movies, like Roofman is such a good option. Like it just makes you feel good, I think, which is like a weird thing to say, but
feel good. It's funny. Again, it's like kind of thrilling in this way. Like I was invested. Again, like I wanted more time with little things, right? Like I wanted more time of him like listening in on conversations. I wanted more time with him at the church, which was just so silly and fun and unexpected. And it was one of those things where who was the preacher who played the preacher? What's his name? Ben. You know what I'm talking about? The person who played the preacher.
Yeah, let me look up who it was because it was somebody that I was like, I know him.
He was like he's only ever in like serious roles, I feel like, or he's like playing this like person who is so not who that preacher character was. So I just thought like that was really funny, that I love that they cast him in that. There was just so many things I loved about this film. What's his name? It's Ben something, isn't it?
While I'm looking it up, though, I will say, and this is something that kind of to tie into one battle after another. I love these movies where it's like they're not. It's like people can be more than one thing, and it's sort of this complexity of like not everyone's not completely good or not. Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn, thank you.
But like everyone is, not someone's not completely good or bad, which I think is really interesting. And then again, to go back to like the Leo of it all, I think Channing Tatum is also kind of in this similar position of like now that he isn't as focused on like he doesn't need to be the heartthrob anymore necessarily. Like he can tap into these like weirder roles, which is like maybe what he was always meant to do. So like I want Channing Tatum to get the Golden Globe nomination. Like I'm gonna be chairman of that campaign of like I want to see him recognized somehow for this because I feel like I think I said like in my initial thoughts like this is the role that it felt like his career has been leading to, and like I'm just so excited and like happy for him to have like a role with meat on its bones because he hasn't really done that in a while, if ever. So yeah, go see Roofman. I completely agree.
Yeah, I loved it. It's one that I will recommend to people. I'll recommend it to like my non-movie friends who are always like, "Hey, Erica, what should I watch?" Like whenever it does eventually hit streaming, like definitely watch Roofman. It's your fun like Friday night date night when the kids are asleep. Like turn it on. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, I loved it. Loved it.
Erica, as we wrap, do you have any final thoughts? Or anything we didn't touch on?
Not right now. I think I'll make a goal too this week to see what's the Emma Stone one?
Begonia.
Yeah, I'll make a goal to see that this week. You know what is in the theaters that hasn't left? That it's like, how is this sticking around longer than The Smashing Machine and After the Hunt? Is that Colleen Hoover movie, Regretting You? That like she's like my guilty pleasure reads. I actually have the book but haven't read it yet, but I can like read her books in like a day and a half. So maybe I'll read that and then go see the movie.
Yeah, that was number one at the box office this past weekend. So like people are showing up for like, and again, and I feel like I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it's such a weird thing where it's like maybe I should just be happy that people are going to the movies.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah.
And if that
Exactly.
brings you, and I will say, so Frankenstein is
Oh, yeah.
in limited release. Like I know my local indie theater is showing it. If you have the opportunity to see it in a big screen, please go see it on the big screen. Like if you watch it at home on Netflix, it's not going to be the same experience. Like absolutely, it's worth the money to go see. So if Frankenstein is around,
I'll look that up and see if I can try to find it playing somewhere because I would love to see that on the big screen.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm just like Shadan, I'm so in my Wicked era. I'm so excited for Wicked. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it.
Are you gonna try to do the double feature? Are you gonna
I would love to do that. There's only one showing of it at the theater that I go to. And I don't remember. I think it like conflicts with the time that because I think I told you I have the tickets for the 17th. And then I have tickets for the 19th. And I think it like conflicts with that or something. I don't know. I would love to do the double feature. Oh my God, could you imagine? But I think I would only love to do it if I was seeing For Good for the first time. Like I don't think I would want to do it after I've already seen For Good.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
you've inspired me. I need to like text my friends and be like, okay, what are we gonna? Because I haven't made any plans. I need to like figure out what my Wicked plans are.
You know me, I bought them on the day they were available to buy, and I was like the first one to buy in the theater. And I think they're already sold out, like at my theater. So, yeah.
Speaking of inspirations, Erica, tell the listener/viewers your news.
Oh my gosh.
Super excited for you.
You are so sweet. I would have completely forgotten about this. I am now a small business owner. I started my own wedding and event planning business, which is very exciting and scary and fun and all of the things. I have decided to make this career change, and it's something that it just feels right. It's the right time. The company is Salt Air Events. So look us up on Instagram, follow us there. Um, I'm planning some holiday parties right now, which is going to be really fun, and I can't wait to like be able to post the photos of those. They're going to be really great, really cool events. And I already have some weddings booked for next year, so very, very exciting. If you know anyone in Maryland, in the Baltimore area, Baltimore, Annapolis, anywhere in Maryland or surrounding, I'm willing to travel, that needs a wedding planner, an event planner. I'm your girl. So yeah, hit me up. Find me on, like I said, on Instagram, at saltair_events, or just look up saltairevents.com. Yeah, very exciting.
And yeah, Erica is the most like talented ball of sunshine in the world. So like you would be lucky if you got to like have her sprinkle her like stardust on your event. So I'm so excited I'm gonna like, I don't know, plan some event and just throw it in ball just so you can plan my event for me. Like I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'll come up with something.
We'll have some type of party for you, and I'll come. I gotta come back to Houston anyway.
Yeah,
so.
You really do. Yeah, I will plan.
Girl, not with those TSA lines right now. Did you see those TSA lines in Houston? Insane,
crazy.
So
which I'm not planning on going anywhere this holiday season. So,
yeah. Well, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm so lucky to have so many supportive people in my life. It's like, you have supportive people in your life, and then you just like take a leap and do something like this, and you're just like flooded by the goodness of all the people around you. And people are like, how can I help? What can I do? And like, I can help with this, and you don't have to pay me, and you can this and that. And I'm like, you're so sweet. Like, I'm doing like a wedding expo, and like I have some friends that are helping me at the booth, and every person I've told since then has been like, I'll help you at the booth. I'm like, it's already like, I already have two people that like were the first two people I told were like, I'm going to help you with the booth. And it's just so wonderful to have supportive people in your life, and people who truly believe in you. And like, I believe in myself, but it's so refreshing and like encouraging when you're having that like imposter syndrome for someone that is just like, you're going to kill this. You're going to crush this. Like, and it's just like, yeah, like I am going to crush this. Like, I know what I'm doing. I can do this.
And as people see your work, like it's going to grow, because your work speaks for itself. So like,
yeah, it's really
it's
exciting.
just going to keep getting like bigger and better.
Yeah,
and speaking of support, as we wrap, we just want to say thank you to everyone who is listening and watching. I have been, wearing my Chasing the Gold shirt. So we do have merch. If you want to buy our merch, and follow In Session Film everywhere. Our writers are consistently putting out incredible reviews and coverage, and I am out right after this going to be updating the predictions page, so go check that out, and we will be back with more content. And then I do just want to say thank you to our editor extraordinaire, EICJD, who has like been very patient with me in my personal crisis of whatever you want to call it. So I'm just, really grateful for all the support, and grateful for Erica and her, like I said, just ball of sunshine, wonderfulness. Every time I see you, I just like, everything just feels brighter and lighter. So thank you to everyone for listening and watching, and we will be back very soon with more insights as these movies come out and we finally get to see them. So go to your local theater. There's a lot to see. That's my closing message.
Yes. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you all again soon. If not, I don't know if we're doing every other week or every week, but it's award season, baby. So buckle in. We're ready.